You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 31st of August, 2025. It is 72 days after the summer solstice. It is 22 days before the fall equinox. As the U.S. Open enters its third week, the men's and women's round of 16 begins today. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 14th day of Fructidor, the day of the noix, the walnut. The sun rises today at 6:22 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:56 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:29 p.m., civil twilight ends at 7:57 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 8:31 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 35 seconds, shorter than yesterday. The moon reaches its first quarter at 1:25 a.m. today. The full moon will arrive on Sunday, the 7th of September. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 4:24 a.m., 1 meter 19. In the morning, low tide, 10:29 a.m., 34 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 4:43 p.m., 1 meter 37. At night, low tide, 11:13 p.m., 24 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, according to the Farmer's Almanac, the average first frost date for New York City is November 17. That means that the gardeners among us have a window of opportunity in the next 2 weeks to plant seeds for a final fall harvest. Seeds for beets, carrots, and green beans can be sown now. A few plants can be planted into the beginning of October, such as arugula, radishes, lettuce, and mustard greens. Even as the summer begins to wane, the growing season can be pushed right up against that frost deadline. Commemorations. On this day in 1830, the English engineer Edwin Beard Budding received a patent for the first lawnmower. Using a bladed reel, it was pushed by hand and became a crucial tool on sports grounds and extensive gardens. Unlike the scythe, which it replaced, it was able to cut grass close to the ground and to cut it to a perfectly consistent length. Great national institutions. On this day in 1842, the U.S. Naval Observatory was authorized by an act of Congress. This expanded the work of its predecessor, the Depot of Charts and Instruments, and the Naval Observatory is one of the oldest scientific agencies in the United States. It provides geopositioning, navigation, and astronomical and timekeeping data. This program uses the calculations of the Naval Observatory for all its reporting on the movements of the sun and the moon. We salute the Naval Observatory and note how important the scientific institutions of our government have been in our national life. Theater milestones. On this day in 1928, the Threepenny Opera by Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill had its premiere at the Theater am Schiffbaudamm in Berlin. On this day in 1943, the ship, the USS Harmon, was commissioned. It honored mess attendant Leonard Roy Harmon, who was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross for his heroism during the Battle of Guadalcanal. During the battle, as his ship was repeatedly strafed by enemy fire, he pulled many of the wounded out of harm's way. Stepping forward to protect a wounded shipmate, he was himself killed. The USS Harmon was the first ship the Navy ever named after a black person. On this day in 1997, Diana, Princess of Wales, was killed in a car crash in a road tunnel in Paris as her driver tried to evade paparazzi. Her death was mourned by millions of Britons. And finally, today is celebrated as Departure Day in Afghanistan. It marks the withdrawal of American troops from that country in August 2021, after 20 years of war. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 31st of August, 2025.